Hi, it's me again, Steve Krueger, down here in my studio basement. Now, last week I was talking to the young man, Andrew, who uploads my videos to YouTube. He does all the editing. We were kicking around an idea of what to do next on my next video. And he suggested a fall scene. Well, fall is just around the corner, so that's what you're going to be seeing. I'm going to be demonstrating a fall scene, and it turned out it's so long that I've got to cut it into 1, 2, maybe even 3 segments. I've never done that before, so it's going to be fun. Follow along with me through my trials and tribulations on this upcoming video. Here we go. All right, as I mentioned in my intro, this is going to be a process. I'm going to have maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 separate videos or separate episodes. But to begin with, you're going to see me demonstrate the leaves and the sky in episode number 1. And then I'm going to cut it off. We're going to start with the face. Let me show that. I'm going to start with the face and then start doing the leaves and the sky. So take a look. Here we go. All right, here's my idea. I'm going to have a lady here. Could be my mom back in the 30s. She used to pick apples during the fall, and it's going to be a fall scene. So I don't know about her face. I did have, I had it turned looking at me, but it's going to be sideways. So here we go. Apples, and she's going to have a flowing dress. And this is going to be a fall scene with fall leaves here and maybe trees back here. So real quick, let's draw in the face. See if I can get in this. Okay. Okay, do I like that? Well, let's put in the eye. Maybe that's indented just a little bit too much here, so let's bring it out like so. Kind of makes her look young. Let's give her some eyelashes. And let's make her smiling. Let's bring the cheekbone down like so. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. We'll put the ear up here. And she's going to have a headscarf. Okay, that's good. All right, I have the face drawn in, and there is no going back. Whenever I do a figure, any kind of figure, I always do the eyes. If you screw up the eyes, you screw everything up. So when I said no going back, I used a micron pen, 005. That's the smallest you can get. And let me show you. I inked in the eye. So now, if I tried to erase anything, that ink would still be there. So I've, let's say, crossed the Rubicon. Now I'm going to, just for fun, I'm going to give her blue eye. And let's just see here. Okay. All right, there we go. She's got a blue eye now. That's it. If I screw anything up, I can erase it, but I cannot erase this eye. It's locked in. So here we go. Okay, here is the finished product as far as the lady is concerned. I might do a little more work on her hand there, but this is it. I've got a rock. I'm going to have a rock wall come 2/3 over, but you don't, in my mind, you don't want to have a barrier all the way across. You got to let your eye travel through here. So it'll travel through the picket fence. And windy day, now I've got to make the decision on what I want to do in the background. I'm going to have some fall leaves up here because this is fall. Orange, yellow, maybe some pale green leaves up here, and we'll go from there. I'll be back. Okay, I've got the lady all drawn in. I got the leaves here. The wind's going this way, and some of these leaves are blowing in the wind. Her skirt is blowing, so we've got some good motion, as I mentioned. I'll finish the rock wall, and I wanted to leave this space open. We don't want this too busy. This will be a barn. I push that way back. So real quick, let me zero in. Here she is. There's the leaves. And she's got her basket. It's a fall day. I'm going to, of course, put orange in the leaves here, but here we go. Okay, I'm laying in color, but I decided to put a branch here. So I've got ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. Check out my video on this, how to do tree bark. I'm laying in water, just plain water. And now we will drop in some pigment. I'm mixing the ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna. And we're going to make a tree branch. We'll do a real dark on the bottom of the branch. All right, now let's bring the branch up like so. All right, we need to get a little contrast here. Again, just laying in water. And we'll bring this up, the branch up like so. And this branch, we're going to make this one real dark. Let's see what we can do here. All right, get contrast right here. Real dark. Okay, how we doing? Let's bring this branch out down like so. Okay. This could be some shadow right here. Yeah, I'm liking that. Well, let's take a close look. Okay, we're getting the tree branch, and we'll let this dry. Okay, I made a mistake, or let's just say I kind of goofed up. But before I explain that, I just wanted to show you the paper I'm working on this lady. It's, let's get in real close. It's called Hahnemühle in German. Hahnemühle, I guess you'd say in English. And this is, it's a hot press. And I've found that I'm starting to like to work on hot press, and I'll show you why. I'll be right back. All right, as I explained, this is on expensive paper. It's 140-pound hot press paper. And let me show you what it can do. And one of the reasons I like hot press is because of this up here. Remember when just a couple segments ago I showed you how I was dropping in the leaves? They were way too dark. They were competing with the lady, and the leaves were dark, so I couldn't get any dark background to contrast against the dark leaves, if that makes sense. So I've been painting for a long time, and I've never done this, but I wanted to just see if I could fix that problem. So I came along with just Viva paper. I put the paper in water, and I lightly, and this is what you can do on this paper, and I didn't know you could do it. I did this off camera. I thought I'd ruin the painting by putting those leaves in too dark, but with plain water, just clean water, I wiped this up, and as you can see, all the pigment came up, and it pushed the paper mostly back to the white. So now I can put in lighter color leaves with a dark background, or dark shadows back there to make those leaves pop, which you'll see. I'll be demonstrating that. But that's a tip with hot press paper. Well, I imagine any hot press paper you could do this, but on this expensive paper, this was the first time I ever tried this. So I just, again, just wiped it with clean water and picked up most of the pigment, and now I can rework this. And the main thing, I let this dry for, maybe 5-6 hours. So this is bone dry, so I can drop in the leaves now and correct my mistake. So hopefully that's a good tip for you folks. Now, as I explained previously, I'm going to drop the color in kind of light. This, let me zero in on that. This is still wet, and see it's still running. I'm going to let it just kind of dry. Let me show you the colors I'm using. This is permanent rose, this is cadmium yellow, this is spring green. I'm going to use some burnt sienna. This is orange, and I forget this color. Well, you can use several different browns to mix in, maybe with the orange, but play around with some, create your own fall colors. So that's what I'm using. Now here is the spring green right here. See how light that is? I'm just going to let all this dry. Well, I'm going to keep on going. I'm not going to bore you doing all these leaves. So that's it, and I'll be right back to show you the leaves when they're done. Okay, here's the leaves. Now, this is kind of fun. This is a learning experience for me, and hopefully for you also. So I changed this up. Now remember, I was going to do something like this, and I was going to paint all these leaves. Well, forget that. The eye, if you have too many leaves, that pulls your eye away from the girl, the lady, the central focus of this picture. So I'm making the leaves kind of big blobs. Your eyes tell you these are leaves. Now, I'm changing things up. I got me a good eraser, and I'm going to erase all of this. All of these individual leaves. And I'm probably not going to bring the leaves out all this far. I might just stop right here and have those leaves blowing. Now see this this branch? I'm going to bring this branch up and bring it out like so, and maybe have another little branch with some leaves. So that's the idea. I'm changing this up as I go, and that's the fun thing. If you do things in segments, and I went up and had a smoke, had me a cigar, and just looked at this and figured out, well, this is all way too busy, so I'm going to extend this and this branch out. So as you see, I'm taking things in segments. I stop right here, look and see, do I like it? Yeah. And the key is the big blobs of, instead of a bunch of little leaves, I'm doing this, kind of the bigger blobs. That's not the right word, the bigger rendition of the leaves. So I'll erase all this and I'll be back. All right, back to the leaves. I don't want to spend too much more time on these leaves. So I'm drawing them in. Here's the leaves that are blowing in the wind. I'll finish that up and then we'll get to the sky. All right, as you remember, I had a silo here. I'm getting rid of that. I'm going to drop some fall colored trees here, maybe some pine trees, get some green in. Because this, of course, is the focal point, and this will kind of, I think I'll make this barn kind of a gray weathered barn, push it even further back. Okay, now it's time to put in the sky. I've got several videos on how to do skies using a spray bottle, and that's a technique I'm going to show you. But first of all, I'm going to protect these leaves. Let's say I want to paint blue, and I paint blue over these leaves. Well, of course, that would ruin it. So I'm using Mod Podge. And because I'm going to show you, I'm going to put a varnish, or what I'm going to put Mod Podge, which is like a varnish, over this whole painting when we're finished here. But right now I've got Mod Podge satin, and these leaves are dry. So once this Mod Podge dries, it's going to be a resist, like masking fluid. So I'll be back. All right, now to the sky. This is where it's a leap of faith. If you're an oil painter, you can actually paint your sky. If you're a watercolorist, the watercolor basically paints itself, as you're going to see. Now I tape this in. This is going to be the bottom of a cloud. This is the roof line of the barn, so I don't want anything to go into there, into the roof line. The main thing, if you work with tape, run this tape over a linty towel, something like this, so that the paper doesn't come up when you pull the tape up. All right, this corner, let's see, I'll get this over. Ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, and down here is cobalt blue. Start with clean water. And this is what's called the, what I call my spray bottle technique. You adjust this so droplets come out, so you don't have a stream of water, you don't have mist. And the droplets allow for the pigment to go into the little droplets, but then you're going to have dry spots where, of course, the droplets don't hit. So you'll see. Now, I'm getting I'm going to get a nice gray. Let's see if I can get that in here. And okay, now that's too blue. There, we're getting a nice gray right there. Now the key is you don't, I want this sky back. I want a little bit of a mood. So we'll see what we can come up with here. I have Viva paper for blotting. And we'll bring the cloud up. Like so, bring it out. Okay, now we drop in some cobalt blue and we marry it up into the cloud. Now I'm going to have to pick this board up. I might go off camera here. But I'll try and keep it in the camera. So we're bringing that up. Okay, we got a cloud there. Okay. Now remember, I've got the Mod Podge there, so that's not going to screw up the leaves. So we'll bring this over. Okay, we'll blot a little bit. Now let's just drop the sky in like so. And we'll get a little bit more color to the clouds. Okay, how are we doing? Let's drop a little bit of gray in, like so, up here. And we'll bring this right up to, am I in the camera? Yeah, right up to her dress. All right. Now we let the water work. Okay, I'm liking that. Got clouds there. We'll bring this off. Okay, I can come back and do blue over here, but this will be the cloud. Now, I'm going to pull this tape up, and we'll see what we got. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's do. Now let's bring this down like so. Okay, just for fun, we'll bring the cloud out just a little bit further. And we'll run that down. In the camera, yep. Okay, I'm liking this dark spot right here. We'll leave this. And let's just bring that out just a little bit. All right, we'll let that dry. All right, I'm back. It's over 24 hours since I, so to speak, put this to bed, and I was thinking, well, actually, I have to confess, off camera, I dropped in a little more blue, and I blotted a little bit more to get this these clouds. So I apologize for that, but I want to stress, if you're going to this wasn't a real good demonstration of putting a cloud in. So go to my website, The Art of Watercolor, and check out, I've got several videos on how to do this spray bottle cloud technique. You can do leaves with this. You can do lots of different stuff with this spray bottle. But do not, I suggest, strongly suggest, do not do this on expensive paper. I apologize for this. I might come back and work on this on camera, make this a little bluer. But right now we're going to go to the barn. Okay, we've done the leaves, we've done the branches, we've done the sky. Now look at this sky. Boring, boring, boring. What can we do? I want to, let me zero in here and just show you. I want to make these clouds a little more contrast, so I'm going to drop in some more blue. So I will be right back. Okay, we're going to do the water bottle spray again. And I've got ultramarine blue, and I'm going to drop it in a little bit darker so we get some pizzazz here. Be right back. Okay, I'm laying in some paper. I want the white here. I don't want blue to come in here because this really accentuates these leaves. So I'm laying some paper in. I've got some clean water. And let's see, I got to get some Viva paper for blotting. Here we go. And this is a leap of faith. I sure don't want to screw this up, this painting up while I'm kind of in the middle of it. So let's see. Got some spray. And we'll come in real dark. And we'll bring it down. See what we've got going here. Okay, this is good. Now, I'm going to have to pick the board up. We want to keep this cloud up here. And we'll bring this down. And we'll blot a little bit. Okay, let's see what we can do. Coming in real dark. Scary, scary here. Don't want to screw this up. Keep these clouds going. Get a little contrast there. And let's bring it up just a little bit further. And we'll bring this up a little bit. And that's getting too close to the leaves. Now, I got to make these clouds really pop. Trying to hide this barn here. Okay, let's see what we got. And we got this running interface. We don't want that. All right. What about here? Let's bring that down, get some definition. See if we can make a cloud here. All right, I think I'm liking it. Do I like this? Okay, knowing when to stop. This is getting into the leaves here. So we gotta make a little cloud. Bring this down. Okay, I'll be back. All right, it's still wet. I'm going to accentuate her nose and face. Just putting some blue. Kind of making it look like a cloud effect down here. And we'll bring this up. So I'll finish this up off camera. Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta put this to bed. This is gonna be segment number 1. We're gonna quit after this. This is called a scrubber. And it's got this bristle point. Let's say you wanna get rid of some of this gray. I'm dipping this in clean water. And you can bring the white back. See how that really pops? You don't want to do this too much. Okay, and let's... All right, that's making some... you bring the white of the paper back using this scrubber. So let's zero in on this. All right, this is Cobalt Blue. We've saved some clouds. You didn't want this just all blue, but you didn't want the clouds really popping. I'll be back to finally finish this up. Now, as I mentioned in my intro, this painting is taking so long, I've got to cut it into 3, I might even have to do 4 segments regarding this painting. But it's kind of fun. I'm learning a few things, and hopefully I'm being able to pass on some good tips to you folks. So video number 1 is just going to be the leaves and the sky. Video number 2 is going to be the barn and the meadow. And as you can see, I progressed this far, and then I decided to stop and decide where I want to cut this video. So here we go on video number 1. Hopefully I'll be seeing you in video number 2 when I demonstrate the barn, the meadow, things like that. So everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day.